Hi guys, welcome back. Thanks to my subscribers. Hope you enjoy the video today. If you're not subscribed, bottom right hand corner, little Jeep symbol, click on that. Then click the bell button. That'll give you notifications when I bring out new videos and keep you up to date with World War II Jeep bits and bobs. What we're working on today then, guys, is as you can see, the Jeep is in the garage because she's not behaving. Took her out to the Dig for Victory show in North Somerset this weekend. I'm not sure if in America you have sort of vintage shows and things like that. I know obviously there's reenactor shows and what have you. But in the UK we have these sort of nostalgia fests and things like that, and they're pretty good. You can see in the videos I've got there. I also met the first subscriber there, Eddie, so shout out to Eddie, thanks for saying hi to me, it's much appreciated. But I got the Jeep home, she was running well, it was about, what did we do, about 35 miles, something like that. Got her home, and when I go to start her now, that's what we get, okay? I've had this problem before with the poor running of the starter, and as you guys know, I was sticking to if it ain't broke, don't fix it, so changed the brushes over, but left the armature and left the bushing in the rear bearing carrier on the back of the starter. And what's happening is when the engine gets hot, the starter is heat soaking, and for whatever reason, the bushing perhaps is grabbing the shaft or something like that. I don't know, but it's having difficulty turning over when it's hot, and then this carries on to when it's cold now. If I took the starter out and moved the brushes around, it would work perfectly again, as I have done previously. But, you know, that's not right. The brushes are brand new. It shouldn't be doing that. So it could be a combination of a worn commutator on the armature, or it could be... Moses come to help, he knows what's going on. Or it could be the bushing in the back of it, because the bushing in the bell housing is replaced on this, so it's only the rear bushing which could be the problem. So we're going to whip that out and get it fixed again, because obviously I can't have this, I can't take it anywhere, because I could get stuck. And I bought a crappy reproduction cranking handle for it, and the teeth, or the tangs, fell off that almost immediately, so I bought a better one off eBay off a guy who makes them in the UK, so hopefully that's pretty good. Also fitted a correct World War II GPW bond strap for the generator to regulator, thanks to Scrumps on G503 forum for that. That's much appreciated. He says that's a Joe's Motorpool one. We swapped over. I sent him my Willys style braided cable, you can see there, and he sent me that bond strap, and I fitted the GPW wires, which is good. So we got the correct GPW setup on it now. So we've got the starter to work on, distributor's going okay, the Jeep ran well. The ignition was too far advanced when I set it up using the markings, so I'm getting a dwell meter, and I decided to set up the engine as well using a vacuum gauge. And I've got the vacuum gauge here, but those of you who are eagle-eyed have got 2 seconds to work out what's wrong with it. 1, 2. Okay, we can see there that my vacuum gauge, which is new, is reading 1 psi fuel pressure at atmospheric, which is wrong. It should be at 0, so I don't know what's happened to it, but it's not correct. So when I was setting it up, I could get it to about 19. In the bottom here, we can see this is the vacuum on the manifold there. I was getting it to about 19, and then when I advanced it, I could get it to about 17, which is the bottom end of the normal motor range, and it should be about 17 to 21 really, but it seemed low to me, and it wasn't like that previously, so I was trying to work out what was going on. Why was the engine running nicely, full of power, but it wasn't reading correctly? Well, as you can see, if this needle is already reading high, if you extrapolate that round, that actually makes it, that puts it up around the 21 region when it's running normally, and then it brings it to around 19 when I've advanced the distributor, as you're supposed to do there for best running. So that's what we've ended up with then. So guys, if you've got cheap tools like this, be aware of them, because it may not be the it may not be your Jeep or your engine which is a problem. It could just be a false reading error or something like this rubbish vacuum gauge. So that's a waste of money there, guys. And then another warning about buying cheap tools, really. We're told loads of times, aren't we? Buy cheap, buy twice. It is true, unfortunately. Good tools do last. They are expensive, but they're worth it in the long run. They save you a lot of heartache, a lot of pulling your hair out, stupidity like this. I mean, what if I'd started tearing the motor apart, looking at why it wasn't running, well, according to the gauge, wasn't running correctly. So trust what you can hear and the way things are, and if something doesn't doesn't seem right, double check it, and there's usually a reason why. So that's the vacuum gauge there sorted, guys. So that's that for the bin. And then I got a hold of another IAD 4008 distributor. This is a post-war one. I'm going to rebuild this as a spare, perhaps, I don't know at the moment. It's a nice one. You can see the casting has been dropped there and broken, but you don't see that when the cap's on. This is good, but there is a difference between this one and the World War II one. In the bottom there's an extra, can you see, there's an extra little pedestal bit there where it runs, and the World War II one didn't have that, so that's interesting. So they changed it post-war, perhaps improved it and added a little thrust face down there, or maybe somehow my castings got broken and that thrust face is removed, I don't know. But the distributor runs well, my one without that. So could be a difference between the World War II one and the post-war one. They're both IAD 4008s, I'm not sure, guys. So we'll look into that, we'll get that rebuilt. And the other thing I've got to be getting on with then, so got a starter to rebuild, another distributor, and a guy on eBay was importing Jeeps to the UK, and he was ripping off the old World War II 539s and putting on Solexes. And I saw he was selling one on eBay, and I said, you know, have you got any more? And he did. And I've ended up purchasing about 15 539Ss and 636s. I can't remember the post one off the top of my head. So I've got a lot of World War II carbs, 539s to be getting on with. Are you going to focus on there? There you go. This is an uncleaned one. These clean up pretty nicely, actually. You can see the shiny ones in there are cleaned up. They're all mashed in. But I haven't got many bases. The 407 original World War II bases are difficult to get hold of. They get broken, and then if you get a post-war carb, the base is different. So unfortunately, you can't swap them over easily. So as you can see, guys, what are you folks? Mose, get off! Bloody cats, they got no respect. So yeah, I've got a lot to be getting on with, guys. We'll sort out this starter. We'll continue to look at the tune-up for this Jeep and what's going on with it. And it is running well, and the engine is good, but it's just not quite right. But we'll look into that. So there you go, guys. Just a quick video for you there. Hope you're having a good day, and I'll see you in the next videos. And Mose, I'll see you... Oh, you've got to be joking, Mose. At least you haven't got muddy footprints today. We'll see you in the next video. Cheers. This is what British people get up to at the weekend. We love a good steam engine.